Hello, welcome back. I don't know what my intro is. It's been a while. Nothing much has changed. I still read, I still dance, I still sing. I do it all. No. But today we have another book video for you. This is everything I've read so far this year, but rapid fire. I think I've read like 18 books so far, maybe? And I'm filming this April 3rd, if you were curious. First book of the year, they both die in the end. 4-star. Started off slow, but keep with it because it gets really good, trust me. Second book of the year, Killer Instinct, the second book in the Natural series. Also a 4-star. It was a really good supporting book because I feel like usually the second book in a series is kind of lacking because it's just more world building, more characters, but since it wasn't a fantasy, it was really, really good. 4-star. Also, the second book in a series, One of Us is Next. I listened to this over audiobook, and because it was fully casted, it was a really, really good audiobook. Highly recommend. 4-star. You see a trend with my books. Moving on to If You Had Been With Me. I didn't cry, but I threw it across my room and stared at a wall for 20 minutes. If that tells you anything. This is a 3-star just because I felt like the first 400 pages were really slow. But Autumn and Finn are still two of my favorite characters of all time, and it hurts to think about. Yeah, it has some damage from when I threw it across my room. Anyway, moving on to the third book in the Natural series, All In. It was longer than the first two, but there was a lot more of the other characters in this book. There's a lot of them in all of them books, but the main story was from different characters, and the mystery revolved around a different character, and I love the character so much. Salome, if you've read the book, Salome loves numbers. I love numbers. This series holds a special place in my heart. 5-star. And the last book in January, Nick and Charlie. Oh my gosh. Anything by Alice Oseman is a 5-star. I swear, I haven't read all of her books yet, which I really want to. I have all of her books so far that she's published, but I haven't read them all quite yet. But Nick and Charlie, it tore my heart up. It tore it to shreds. 5-star. First book in February, starting off strong, Caraval. I've heard mixed reviews about this, but between the romance and the world building and just the magicalness of Carnival, that's not grammar, but we can move on. It was a 3-star. This one was a 3-star for me. But just wait. Just wait. Okay, moving on to another Alice Oseman book, Solitaire. I've never related to a character so much. If you've read this book, 5-star. Another Alice Oseman book. Do you see a trend here? Really like her. Anyway, this is another Heartstopper novella. It's like 80 pages. It's not the best story she's ever written, not the worst story. It's just more of the characters. It's the Christmas of Nick and Charlie. I really, really liked Ollie's POV at the end of the book. That was probably my favorite part of the book. 5-star. It wasn't a 5-star, but it was a 5-star. It's a 5-star. Okay, the next book in the Caraval series, Legendary. First off, I just love this cover. This cover is my favorite cover I think I own. You get more of her sister's POV, and then you also get more of a certain character, more of a certain male love interest that I just holds a special place in my heart. 4-star. Final, the last book in the Carnival trilogy, 5-star. This is both sisters' POV. They have both the male love interest. It wraps up the story nicely. The ending is so good. The ending is so good. And I'm so excited for the spectacular novella to come out, the Christmas holiday novella to come out later this year. Oh my gosh. When I'm telling you, I'm gonna pre-order that book so soon. 5-star. Moving on to March. We're flying by. Bad Blood, the last book in the Natural series, 5-star. Hands down. I've read a lot of 5-star books. I've already read a lot of 5-star books this year, and I'm really happy about it. I must just have really good sense of my taste. It's also a lot of series, so that makes sense. This book got so unhinged. Oh my gosh, I feel like that happens with every good mystery series. So like it happened with The Good Girl's Guide to Murder, it's happening with this. The last book was so unhinged. It wasn't as unhinged as Good as Dead, but it was pretty unhinged. 5-star. The next book, Lynn Painter. Any book by Lynn Painter is so good. The Do-Over. Did I have 3 5-stars back to back? I did. I had Finale, Bad Blood, and The Do-Over. Anything by Lynn Painter is a 5-star. The Do-Over, it's so good. It was a little repetitive, which you kind of expect, but I knew that going into it, and so it didn't faze me. But the way that they would meet each other and then get separated, and he'd forget but she'd remember, it was I can't even put it into words of how great this book is. Read it, please, I'm begging of you. And then I read The Lost Hero. I don't have the book, I borrowed it from my friend Rick Riordan. It was a great first book in a series, 4-star. And then a book came out, and I happened to read this book. It came out in February, but I read it in March, and that's If He Had Been With Me. The way I sobbed when it went to Jack's POV. Please read this book, but read it going into it knowing that you're gonna cry, and that's okay. Knowing that you're just gonna feel depressed during your read, and that's okay because it's so good. And I've heard a lot of people talking about how they could have just finished with Finney's POV and that was the end of the book. Absolutely not. My favorite parts of the book was Jack's and Autumn's POV, especially Autumn. For some reason, Autumn's POV, like I would love a spin-off series of Autumn and Finney's child, and like their child, and then it's turned into a romance book, like their child finding a boyfriend and like explaining like the trauma that the child has, or like the thing that the child has is that he doesn't have a father, and he has to explain to, or she has to explain to her boyfriend sometime about her father Finney and show some pictures, and like that would be such a good book. I know it's probably never gonna happen, but a girl can hope. I can't remember what I rated this. I think it was a 4.5. Probably makes sense. Oh, this was a 4.5. Let me hold please. I lied to you. This was a 4.75. It wasn't a 5-star, so I didn't have 3 5-stars in a row. But a 4.75 is still pretty good. Anyway. And then the last book that I read in March was Son of Neptune. I also borrowed it from my friend. I'm borrowing the whole series from her, if you can't tell. I gave it back to her. 3-star. It was pretty good. I liked the way it introduced us to the other characters, but I just wanted Percy and Annabeth. And I'm currently reading The Mark of Athena, and the Percy and Annabeth reunion. It's not a real word. Can you tell? Words are a struggle. Reunition? No. Reunion, that's the word. Reunion, page 17. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the first book I read in April, The Selection, I started it in March, but I finished it yesterday. And as soon as I finished it, I ordered the next 2 books because I don't have them. They're gonna come in Monday, and I just want to finish the series. The Prince. I want to marry the Prince. And Aspirin, I'm now talking directly to you. You and Adam from the Shatter Me series are the same character. We like you at the beginning, and then we despise you. That's it for today. It's all the books I've read so far this year. It's not too many, not the most anybody's ever read, but not the least anybody's ever read. Oh, thumbnail. That's a pretty good thumbnail. I feel like that's a thumbnail. Whoa. Starting to fall. My books are my babies. I don't want them to get injured. Now I have to put these back on my shelf and start editing this video. Let me know what you want to see next. I probably will do, no. I was talking But then my books decided to interrupt me. Sorry. Okay, I was trying to speak, but my books just weren't having it. I will probably be filming a bookshelf tour soon and also a 24-hour readathon. So let me know which one of those you want next. So long, farewell, I bid to say goodnight. I hate to go and leave this pretty sight. Sorry. Okay, bye.